hope that this finds you well and encouraged in your setting. And I'm just going to try and give you a few snapshots of things that are happening, things perhaps just for you to be aware of. And also please do check the Relational Mission updates that come out regularly. James puts all the things in there that we need to know, and so there's lots of dates and information, so please do have a look at those. They should come through to you if you've subscribed to them by email. And there's all other information, of course, on the website, which we're continually trying to update and make as useful to you as we can. So just a few things just to get us going. First thing is just update on how the team dynamics are, how we're beginning to work as an apostolic team. I'm careful that we don't become too static as a team, because there's lots of circles or overlapping circles. There's many people serving translocally and serving us as a group of churches in many different ways. But I have invited a number of people to help in the kind of core of that, just to help me shoulder a little bit of responsibility of everything we do, rather than just different specialist areas. So those people, Goff, Hope and Morris Nightingale, have been working with me for years, so I've asked them really just to continue doing what they are doing. They're such a blessing. Into that, then Adam Bradley's come, who's based at Peterborough. Joop Bakker, who's based in Groningen in Holland. Now joining us, Peter Vincent from Bishop Stortford. Tom Shaw from Canterbury. Steph Liston from Camden in London. And Keith Hazel, who's also been working with us for many years. Really value his input and his insight. And also when he's available, I've asked Julian Adams just to meet with us as a team, because I really value the prophetic, not only that Keith brings, but also that Julian is able to bring into that. And as we meet probably 3 times a year, we bring in other people as well from time to time, just so that we can really pray together, oil the wheels of what we do, get some bigger strategy, as it were, for the bigger brush strokes of what we're involved in. James Taylor meets with us as well, just to help us keep our kind of agenda as to what it needs to be, what we need to talk about and pray about. And he's just such a wonderful help in terms of keeping the administration and the management of all that goes on, which is a massive amount now, really keeping that oiled well. We also have an ops team, which is basically different people doing different things, just to help, again, implement some of the strategy that comes out of the apostolic team. And that team varies in who's involved in it from time to time. Again, we're just trying to keep it flexible. There's also others who are serving. We have a forum once a year which gathers 50 or 60 people that are inputting different churches or serving the churches in different ways. So there's numbers of people, and growing numbers of people, serving translocally, serving the churches. And that's going to be, I think, the pattern for the future, that we don't kind of keep it too tight, keep it moving as new ministries emerge, as God adds new people in. We want to kind of keep it very flexible. As Ken McGreevy said to me, maximum relationship, minimum organisation. So we need organisation to keep it running, but we want to be open just to keep adding people into the circle, keep making people feel involved, helping them find their gifting, helping release, giving people tracks they can run on so that we can serve amongst the churches. So that's one thing. The second thing, just on apostolic matters, is I've been meeting now with the UK-based apostles, and we had a meeting some time ago, really helpful 2 days together, and I anticipate in the coming months, now that we're more and more clear on autonomous spheres beginning to emerge, and we're asking questions of what should we therefore keep doing together, as well as what should we do within the spheres. Those kind of questions are really helping us shape the agenda, and I really believe that God will give us great clarity over the next coming years as we begin to sort of keep meeting together and praying together. So that's happening in the background, and there's more that will emerge, no doubt, in the future on those sorts of things. A few other things just to update you on that are going to be happening, coming into the radar. Pathways Out of Poverty is a term you'll probably hear coming up. It's a bit of an initiative that I feel that we should start and see where God takes us. Working with the poor is something I feel really important for us as churches together. And as many of you know, we've been helping Edward Buria in Kenya for a number of years. And an initiative that I want to launch amongst us called Pathways Out of Poverty will see some extra strength being added into our work with the poor. Not only with Edward, but we'll begin to explore other nations, other places we can work, where we can have some real punch together as churches, perhaps 50 churches, being invited to work on specific projects together, recognising that we've all got things that we're perhaps working on anyway, locally and in other places. So I don't want to impose something, but more to enhance something. And as an example, this Christmas, we'll take up another offering which will invite other churches, if they want to be involved in, an offering into Pathways Out of Poverty. Last year we did that, and 4 churches contributed. We managed to raise about £20,000, and Edward has been feeding back to me that they've started 70 businesses as a result of that seed funding. The great thing about that money is that because it's business loans, as the businesses start to become profitable in the coming years, that money will be paid back, so it can just be recycled. So it really is an amazing opportunity to empower people who have not got choices at the moment. They're just trapped by poverty. And I believe rather than just giving aid, we can actually invest in helping people have the dignity of choice and the freedom of choice that this kind of money will provide. So watch out for that. We're going to be launching that in the next little while. As a Christmas appeal. I want to encourage you also about financially supporting Serbia. We really believe we want to help Vlada in his emerging apostolic momentum in the Balkans, and that means just really helping him with travel expenses. Really, it's not going to be a huge amount of money, but £2,000 or £3,000 for the next season could really help him. And I just want to encourage you, if you feel stirred just to try and stand with Vlada, then please get in touch with James and he'll give you the right machinery in order for that to come about. I just felt to mention that to you because we want to encourage the emergence of fresh apostolic momentum, and Vlad is such a dear brother amongst us, working so hard in the Balkan area and getting lots of contacts now with people reaching out to him for help and input. So that's just something I want to leave with you to think about. There's a Scandinavia Day coming up on the 29th of September, so that may be something either you want to go to or that something will come out of that, depending on your involvement. There may be people in your church who are interested in different areas of Scandinavia. Just want you again just to note that and again feed information through to James, or particularly to Phil Whittle in Stockholm, who's trying to organise and coordinate that day, as he'll be able to give you more details about that. We've got Lead Elders Prayer and Vision Days coming up again in September, the 19th and 20th. We just gathered initially just lead elders for the first day, and then inviting all the eldership teams, wider leadership teams, those in ministry, couples coming along for that sort of bigger prayer gathering on the second day. We're just doing that this year a few times a year, just to build momentum, just to build relationship together, pray together, seek God together. So I really want to encourage you to make that a real priority in your diary, those 2 days, whichever ones of those are appropriate to you being at. For those of you obviously outside the UK, that's difficult, we understand, but even some people came over from Europe last time. It's just wonderful, and I trust that in the future we'll be able to multiply such events into other nations. So we want to keep doing that. Another date just to bear in mind is Heaven Touches East Conference, which is going to be the 11th to the 13th of October in Lowestoft at the depot. And this year we've got Julian Adams with us, and we've got Mark Stibbe with us. We're really pleased that Mark has been able to fit that into his diary. And so that's for anyone. It's not just a leadership conference, it's for anyone to come to. So please, I do believe it's going to be really important because of the whole message of the Father Heart of God, which Mark in particular carries a real burden and anointing for. So those could be some really special days. We're doing session by session tickets, so even if you can't get to the whole conference, you could book in for some sessions that you are able to. So we'd like to see you at that. Another thing just to put on your radar is that we're revamping and re-looking at all our training at the moment. We've asked Goff particularly just to have a fresh look at it all so that we can try and add real continuity to the next steps forward. So we're planning church internship program and church planting programs, looking at leadership training that's going on at the moment, how we can make that stronger and even better, and Frontier Project, Word Plus, all these things, just to really alert you that you might see some new branding, some new ideas, some joined up kind of plans of really trying to help people with a personal development plan, rather than just putting on training and then trying to fill the numbers. We want to really just try and have a fresh look at how we're going to multiply as many leaders as we're going to need in this next little season. So just to be aware of that, be thinking in your churches, who have you got who you want to invest in training into, because that's really going to become key in the next years ahead. So that's kind of it for now. I trust that that's all that information is helpful to you. I'm so thankful that we're doing all this together. As we grow in numbers, it's more and more difficult for us to have face-to-face contact with everyone as often as we want to. But praise God for the media that we can use in video, and I'm very grateful to Jeff and others who are helping put these videos together, just so that we can kind of communicate a little bit through using technology, and that's going to become important to us as we get bigger and more geographically further apart. So God bless you in all that you're doing. Let's keep praying. God helps us see more and more people saved, in more and more churches planted, and more nations reached. It's a great thing we're involved in together. It's a real privilege. God bless you.